so I have lighting, but I don't have a desk.
You're good. You're good.
I'm living some like weird. Yeah, there you go.
Hello, viewer/listener, and welcome to Break, the Fallthrough After Show. This is the break for episode 41. I think this is 41. I have no idea what this title is going to be. I'll figure out something in post. That's what I always do. And joining me is Matt and Mitchell Hashimoto.
Hey. So I'm even more relaxed for this break episode. I've moved my computer. I'm kind of leaning a little bit. I got my feet on the couch.
I respect it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
No, so last episode, no lighting. This episode, lighting but no desk. We're gonna get you to a full setup at some point.
Yeah. The background here is that I'm in a rental because I have a home being remodeled, and so I don't have a home office. So I'm also renting a co-working space. My co-working space has no windows, and it's like there's no perfect situation right now.
You know, you're supposed to like have all of these things after you IPO and have money. Come on, Mitchell. Like, what are you doing?
The biggest mistake we made was we got too excited and started a bunch of construction, and it took so long that we ended up having a baby, and now we have to deal with a baby plus not having a home plus like all this stuff. So it'll all stabilize one day, but it's a rough spot right now. As you know, I'm not complaining. I'm in a good spot, but yeah.
That's funny. And you still have time for shipping Ghostty, which is amazing.
Yes.
Cool. I know we're chatting a little bit about AI, which was great. Something I found interesting about like your stance on open source in general is that like you're really going against the status quo in a lot of ways, and I love that. And your stance on like discussions versus issues, I'm thinking about adopting that myself at Oxide a little bit for some of our like, you know, Terraform provider, right. Go SDK, because I do see issues come in and I'm like, I have to now go kind of groom this issue and make it better, right. And like make sure it's workable, because as written, I've seen issues that come in with a title text and no description, and that just drives me bonkers. I'm like, can you just write up
yeah
a little bit about it? So I'm curious, like, do you regret that choice? Is it all good?
I don't regret it. I think that I would love for GitHub to come up with something better. Like I think my choice of using discussions is mostly arbitrary, of like that's the only thing that kind of fits the, you know, I'm trying to pattern match as best as I can, but it's not made for that. So it's right. You could feel that. Like I think overall, like what I learned from the HashiCorp decade of those projects was that you end up with this backlog of 1,000 issues that is a mix of stuff that, like, when you're trying to figure out roadmap and what you could work on, it becomes so large you miss stuff. And I wanted to like try to figure out a solution where there was a clearly actionable backlog versus stuff that's still in design or in triage, and that's what I'm using discussions for. And it's all right. It's I wouldn't go back to. I would keep it the way it is, but I think it could be done a lot better.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of why I'm asking. I also find GitHub limiting in so many ways. We use like GitHub projects, we have like discussions and whatnot, and I'm trying to find the best way to work with the tooling where when I put my PM hat on for my team and like start organizing our work better, that way it like feels better. You know what I mean? And keeps the community like not just bombarding us with issues.
Everything's like so close. Like it really feels like to me like discussions, projects, and issues should be the same product. Like it feels like somehow like, you know, they should just be like alternate views and settings. Like can certain tags have nested conversation versus not nested? Like it feels like it's just a configuration problem, and that's what I feel like I'm hitting. Like for example, I can't use projects because I can't even remember. Like you can't like link projects to discussions. You can only link them to issues, and I'm like, that's again data modeling. I'm like, why is this different? And discussions you can't close with PRs, even if like it resolves like a problem. You have to first promote it to an issue, which if it's a simple enough problem, it's just noise. So there's like all these little tiny paper cuts that feel like a red flag.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like a jujitsu to like have their own GitHub thing, where it's built on top of the jujitsu primitives. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think people are working on it though, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be great.
I also wanted to ask about your new shell usage. I was curious about that. Like, how's
I love
it. Yay? Oh, okay.
I love it. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fanatic in the sense like I want to convince everyone to use it, but I know how much like time consuming it is to switch cells, so I don't want to like put that burden on people. But it's so good. It's so good. Even if you don't use it as your shell, actually, like for scripting, all the scripts in Ghosty's repo are new scripts, and it's just a requirement to run any of our scripts. You don't need to run the shell; you just need to run new in front of it, and it's just so good. Like the fact that you could have typed parameters that automatically create documentation for you. Like I get -- help on scripts for free. Yeah, it's super good.
I was looking through it. I switched to new. I was switched to new on my work machine, and I was like trying it out, and I still have it. So it's been like what 2-3 weeks now, I think. And the more I did the opposite of what I normally do. Normally I read through the reference and like understand the project and then use it.
Yeah.
But this one I went in blind. I was like, let me just switch to new without even knowing anything about it. And like, let's see what the experience is. And honestly, I was surprised. I found my way around the things that were like, you have like a list and you want to do like each over it and you want to do something with it.
The Lambda stuff is kind of weird.
The Lambda, yeah. But it felt, I knew what to do, right?
Yeah.
Like I understood how to like work with it a little bit.
The like Claude is really good at new, actually. So you don't need to give it the docs, right? Like it's trained on it really well. So like if I run into something, I'll just tab over real quick and ask Claude, like paste it and be like, how do I do this? And it usually gets it right. And that's been really good for my learning capabilities as well. So yeah.
The tables, I guess they're called, so amazing. Like being able to
amazing.
Open, oh my God, being able to open a TOML file, JSON file, whatever, not having to reach for JQ or anything anymore.
Yeah.
I love it.
And you just pipe it to, I don't remember, I always forget, it's like inspect or something, but you pipe it or describe. You just pipe it to something and you get like an interactive, like you could click around and inspect data. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. I like trying to use the tools to see where things are, because I always ask myself, like, why am I using bash or why am I using fish? Like, what's the reason? And if there is no real sticking reason, I'm like, okay, well, I can just try something else. Like it's the difference between driving a Volkswagen or a Volvo or something. Like I don't need to stay in any one of those cars, right? I can go to whatever. So
I think the perfect like tasteful choice would probably be like fish cell and new scripting. I realize there's a lot of like intellectual overhead to deal with that, but I use a new shell, but like I think fish as a shell was a little bit more like reliable for me. But new for scripting literally doesn't compare to anything else. Right. It's like the closest thing you get to is Python. It's like it's as close to Python as you could get, but it's better for scripting.
Yeah, no, I think I need to change my shell out because I'm still rocking ZSH.
One of the cool. Yeah. One of the cool things about
the O is like,
yeah. I've run into a lot of issues. I never actually used Z shell or Zish for any period of time, but obviously like working on the terminal, I have to deal with Z shell like bugs and issues all the time. And yeah, I'm actually surprised. Like people talk about it's a better bash, and I'm like, wow, the bar back then was really low because it's a it's better than bash in the sense that like they're like this next to each other. When you bring in like fish or new, like they're so much higher to me. I think fish is the most practical choice. If you're comfortable, if you don't want to really like change your worldview, it's probably the most practical choice. But yeah, I just want to mention that one of the best reasons I found for using new for scripting is there's so many batteries included that are cross-platform. So you don't need JQ, gone. You don't need JQ anymore. Curl, gone. Like curl obviously on its own, awesome. But like for scripting, gone. Like you could download files, go open APIs. Like there's a GitHub action we use that's written in new, not by me, by somebody else. And it just auto assigns milestones to closed issues and PRs. And I went and looked at it. And one, I was blown away that it was new shell. I didn't know it was new shell for a while. And then I was like reading through the implementation and I was blown away because it's like a full blown GitHub API client written in new, because new has the ability to make HTTP requests built in and it has JSON parsing built in and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, and it's like 200 lines of new, and I'm like, this is incredible. So
Wow.
that's what actually like what do you say, like red pilled me, radicalized me, whatever. That's what actually like flipped me over to being like, I'm just gonna script it new now. This is way better.
I saw you're using it for AI commands or sub agents.
Yeah.
I can't remember what you were using it for.
Yeah.
And I looked at the stuff there in the repo. I was like, wow, actually, this is smart. Like, this is really nice. And it's clean. That's what I liked about it. It felt clean to read. And I'm like, wow, if I did this in, like, if I did that in Bash, it'd be a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a nightmare.
It'd be a nightmare, and you'd have dependencies. You'd have non-standard tools.
Curl, automatically off the top of the head, you have those two. And if you did it in a programming language, you also have dependencies of the fact that you need a runtime, Python, or whatever. You need something.
That's why Python is the closest, or like Perl even, but like nobody does Perl anymore, like for Greenfield. But like Python's the closest because it's also better. Like you just have to brew install or package install Python, and you're pretty much good to go. But I don't know. I never really fully connected with Python. We never had that moment where we like locked eyes and really like felt something.
Is she the one that got away?
Yeah, no, we never got there.
It's the significant white space for me. I can't.
I'm with
that.
you. Wait, yeah, I'm with you on that. That drives me.
It's not even that for me. I don't know. Just the chemistry was not there.
That makes sense. I mean, doesn't imports order matter in Python still? Like if you find an import and then use it beforehand, it would error or something like that. Like kind of like C style.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like
it's been a long time since Python.
I feel like a lot of people that
which is like, I don't want to relive those days.
I feel like a lot of people that would have
we broke up
Python.
And haven't texted each other since. So.
I feel like a lot of people that would have picked up Python probably switched to Go, like back in the early 2010s era.
Yeah, no, Python's like that thing though. Like, I truly think it's fine. Like, I have no ill will towards Python, but Python's one of those things that like constantly revives itself in incredible ways. Like, it disappears, and then like big data became a thing, and everyone for whatever reason was writing their scripts in Python. I'm like, oh, Python's back, and then I'm like, okay, Python's petering out. It's like all this Go and all these other Rails is back, and Elixir and some other stuff, and then suddenly AI comes in and it's like the Kool-Aid man busting through the wall, and everything is Python again. I'm like, oh shit, Python's back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they survived their Python 2.3 moment, and they're kind of relevant again, which is shocking, honestly.
I mean, I think Python's huge now with AI. Like, absolutely massive. Yeah,
which is, I mean, good for them, able to survive something like that and still be relevant 30 plus years later now, right? The Python's like 30 something years old now. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Just like my new favorite language, PHP.
PHP, baby.
Which never went anywhere, but we all pretended it did.
Yeah, that's the Lambo language.
PHP. I was happy with PHP, so yeah.
I was happy. No longer happy. I was happy. No.
I mean, you're not going to build a terminal in PHP, so like.
No, but for web stuff, I was happy. I forcibly switched to Rails because my job mandated it. But before that, I was like full blown. I think as 16 years old, I got my like Zen certification for PHP, so I could get jobs. And I adopted PHP. PHP 4 just came out, and then I wrote it like all the time till PHP 5 got object oriented in there, was hyped, and then that's where I stopped off. I know they're on like PHP like 1000 now, but
it's like PHP 8. Yeah,
I ended at 5. So yeah, I've been, the devil on my shoulder has whispered that I should go back to PHP, and I've been close many times, but I've been holding out.
I feel like I've been in the same position, but now I'm like actively trying to build out like a web publishing platform thing, and I was trying to do it in Go, and then I was just like, wait, all of the stuff that I want to do, PHP can just do, though. Like, why am I not using PHP? And there's even a new application runtime called Franken PHP, which is written in Go, so it's like I can just marry those worlds together still. So
interesting. Well, like I think like Laravel looks really good. Actually, I've never written it. No idea, but like from an outsider's point of view, it looks really good. So like that's what's mostly enticed me, being like maybe I should just get back into it, but I don't know.
You said the other day something along the lines of it's kind of really nice to be able to edit a file and see changes live.
Yeah,
and I agree with you. That was a nice benefit of PHP, and one that I
Yeah.
fondly remember in my college days. Like you could just change servers.php and it just does it. Oh, no way.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
we've strayed so far away in so many regards.
And I just want to write HTML and like, oh, you can write HTML and you just shove some PHP in there and you're good. Like,
Yeah, I had to just deploy an HTML website. The libghosty docs are like static HTML, and it's literally like a folder of HTML. And it was so unbelievably hard to hook up the various things to get it to work. I eventually got it. Like I had to write a Docker file. The Docker file like wraps Nginx, and then I could get that to a pass that supports Docker. And I'm like, I literally want to like rsync or FTP anything these HTML files to a web folder, like a www folder. I just want to drop it in there.
Nah, man,
and
you gotta you gotta install Node and get your Webpack going, and then get it out of the Docker container, and then put it in an Nginx container. Come on, don't you want to do the 17-step process?
I have a 3 multi-stage Docker build that compiles something, runs the static site generator, and then is just Alpine with Nginx. And I'm like, why? Why is this?
oh God. Yeah. For like my sites that are static, I just use Cloudflare workers now because it was pages. And it's just like a little NPX thing you run and it just uploads all the HTML and then it's just there. And I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Okay. I was looking for that because I use Cloudflare for all my assets. And I was like, why can't I just have like an S3 website checkbox where like the index.html just works in this R2 bucket? They don't have that.
That's so literally Cloudflare pages or workers now. They kind of merged workers and pages because they were kind of doing overlapping things. But yeah.
Okay. I spent not hours, but I spent time in the Cloudflare docs and I never connected those things together. So if anyone from Cloudflare is listening, maybe connect those. It's probably a me problem. Like I'm probably just an idiot, but like I couldn't get there.
Yeah, because it's literally like a CLI tool that I run. It's like an NPM based CLI tool.
Wrangler,
NPX.
right?
Yeah, Wrangler. So
I just found Wrangler.
Yeah, you run Wrangler and then it just like uploads all of this HTML and only uploads the stuff that's changed, and then it just serves it.
Well, the thing that came out of this that was really positive was I realized that agents writing Docker files is pure heaven. Like that is. Man, I mean, I already was
the
like,
alternative, writing it by hand sucks.
That's it, right by hand.
It's
like it's in the same level to me as GitHub Actions. Like I only use agents for GitHub Actions now, and I know it enough that I could review it confidently, whatever. But the fact that it like, I basically was just like, I need a Docker file that could run Doxygen and use Nginx and copy HTML and have no dependencies and cache friendly and use like I knew the right words, like use a multi-stage build, whatever, and it just like pooped it out and it was perfect. And I read it and I was like, this is clean. I was so happy.
After I saw you in, I think DC, right? Yeah, Bug Bash, I think. After I saw you there, I came home, and so
that's good.
Point I'm saying is, I came home and I was like, babe, I went to my wife. It's like I was hanging out with Mitchell, blah blah blah, and we were chatting watches. I didn't know Mitchell was a watch guy, so I came back home.
I was wondering where this is going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's like, you should get a watch. So I got a watch. And she's like, I'm going to yell at Mitchell because he turned you into a watch guy now. So I wanted to say, like, you know, I'm a little in trouble because of you.
Very understandable. What'd you get if you want to
No, it's fine. Yeah. I got this Omega Diver 300. So
yeah.
It's upside down right now, but yeah.
Beautiful band too.
I kept coming back to this. I dragged my wife to like 10 different places to go see different watches. And I kept coming back to this one. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy this one because I keep coming back to it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I did that. And the mistake I made was buying one, because then my wife's like, oh, hello, me. What about me? So I ended up buying her a watch as well for her business one.
Yeah. It took a while for my wife to come around, and I didn't need her to come around. Like, I don't care. But we've really grown to like. I highly recommend you don't get into watches. By the way, if you're listening,
don't do it. Don't do it.
It's a money pit. But I finally got around to where my wife and I really enjoy celebrating like life milestones by buying his and hers of some kind, if possible. I guess we try to do that, and so like when our daughter was born, and when HashiCorp IPO'd, and like when we like moved into our house, and like there's just like different things that we try to coordinate with it, and it's super fun. Like it's I think it's better when you put on a watch and it has meaning.
Yeah, agreed.
It kind of makes the buyer's remorse a lot less. You're like, this
Well,
means something to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I was talking with people about it, and various different like topics came up. One was even family members like, you spent how much on a watch? And I was like, well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm wearing it all the time too. Like I don't just keep it in a box at home. Like I actually take it out and wear it. I want it to get like dinged up or whatever. That's the whole point. I want to use it.
Yeah.
And I went to a conference and someone came up to me like, "Oh, I like your watch." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I have I forget what he said. I think he had a Burgo or something like that." And he was like, I don't know if I said the name correctly. And he's like, "I'm afraid to wear it because I don't want to get it ruined." And I was like, "Well, see, that's," and then we had a whole conversation about like watch buying and whatnot. And it starts a lot of conversations, I'm finding, which is great, right? It's nice to just meet people and have a nice icebreaker. But also like a benefit to me is that I don't look at my phone nearly as much as I used to. I used to check my phone for the time. And now I'm like, oh, I just glance real quick.
It's true.
It's actually really nice. And you don't need to buy
a nice watch to do that.
Yeah.
But in general, an analog watch, it's true. It's true. I actually like will sometimes now I'm like places where I'm like, wait, I have no idea where my phone is. I left it somewhere. Like I only needed to tell the time. So I like forgot to put it back in my pocket, which I never would have done before. But yeah, watches do that a lot.
But don't get into that.
Yeah.
Don't get into
Yeah.
I still want like an analog watch, but that has all of like the smart sensors and stuff in it. I was like, I like the sensors.
Yeah, the health stuff. It's true. There's a lot of like, I actually like, especially like as my parents are getting older, as like I'm getting older, like I definitely think about like, it almost feels like to me though, like I want to only wear an Apple Watch when I go to bed. It's kind of random. Like I literally just want to sleep with it. If something happens, or like if when I fly, I wear an Apple Watch, or like if I'm going to go hiking alone, which I don't do very often anymore now that I have a kid, but like if I were going hiking alone, I would always wear an Apple Watch. Like I just want that peace of mind that like if I fall, I could push a button, I could get satellite communication, whatever. But like, you know, day-to-day life, like with family, with people around in a city, like I like wearing an analog watch.
Yeah,
totally. Well, Mitchell, again, thanks for hanging out on break. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
It's always a pleasure chatting with you. And
you as well.
See you around soon.
See you
around. So, viewer/listener, keep saying that. How'd you enjoy that little after show? Did you like our chat? Let us know in the comments on social media, all of that. This episode of Break featured Kris Brandow, Matthew Sanabria, and Mitchell Hashimoto. Break is produced by Kris Brandow, and our beats are by Breakmaster Cylinder.